We're with head men's soccer coach for Millsaps, Kurt Albrecht. He is here to talk about the season and kind of give a preview of what's to come. So, Coach, give us an idea of what it means to be back after such a short amount of time. I mean, what are you guys feeling going into this season?
The boys are excited to be back. The short turnaround actually helps us quite a bit. A lot of our returners spent less time than usual away from the group, so a lot of the team chemistry is still in place from last year. I think everybody had a difficult time with the COVID season, but I think in some ways it also brought us closer together. And a lot of those returners are bringing that camaraderie back with them, and I think that the excitement's there for the season, to have a full season this year. We have a lot of new fresh faces on the team that everyone's excited about, so I think the energy is good on the team for the year.
When you dive more into that, how you think this that condensed season, it was in the spring, so it wasn't completely last year. I mean, how does that freshness help the team moving forward into this fall?
Yeah, the fresh attitude with the new guys coming in is always exciting. New players bring in different characteristics, whole new energy, different styles of play based on where they come from, and those guys really elevate the excitement of the returners, and the returners bringing the comfort back from that shortened break, as you mentioned, and it seems to be kind of all combining into a pretty cool team chemistry and excitement level for the group.
No doubt. So who are some of the guys that fans should look out for this year? I know we had an All-SA second team member in Jack Stouty. I mean, but who else? Talk about him, and who else you that think could make a real strong impact this season?
Yeah, so Jack's returning is a big deal. Anyone who can be an all-conference player as a freshman, I think kind of puts a target on his back. So I think everyone in the conference is going to remember who Jax is. Now that we get to play some out-of-conference games, we get to travel a little bit more this year. I think he's going to be a little more regionally known. So he's definitely an exciting player. So for the players that we should also keep an eye out for, his brother Wilkins is back to being 100% healthy again. And he's definitely a top-class goalkeeper that I think is going to help us throughout the whole year. And we'll do our very best to keep him healthy. And arguably one of the better players in the whole conference, Ruben Haman, is coming back for his graduate school season. And so he's going to add a level of experience and professionalism that is invaluable to the younger guys. Yeah.
Kind of see like Ruben, and who else do you think can be the leaders on this team?
Well, to be fair, our whole defensive unit is going to be veteran players. They're going to be experienced players. There's potential to have an all-senior defensive group, which is incredible. It's very powerful. That experience and level will help us tremendously come later in the season when that kind of knowledge is important. Yeah.
And then who are like any newcomers, maybe graduate transfers or freshmen that you think could make a positive impact from match one?
So throughout the preseason training camp, there's a couple guys that stood out from the incoming players. Rob Vanderval is a graduate student who just came in for graduate school. He's a player from Holland that adds a very high level of intelligence on the field. He plays a very different style than the rest of our players do, so it's very exciting to watch and see some of the changes he can make. As a freshman coming in, Michael Timke from Slidell has stepped up and kind of elevated himself to being not only a leader in his class, but a potential leader for the whole group as we move forward, and very exciting for him.
And then, Coach, I mean, talk about what the team's mentality is, and how they're staying focused during a continued season that we're playing in with the virus.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy for the returners since they've already gone through this, and it was much more difficult last year with the restrictions put in place, and everybody had very restrictive testing protocols and stuff. And I think now that majority of our team is going to be used to that kind of day-to-day operation. I think it makes things a little bit easier going forward. And plus, everyone seems to be very goal-oriented, and so I think the distractions of the world going on and the COVID policies and stuff, I don't think are going to be too drastic for us.
Also, and lastly, Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add? Any shout-outs or any thanks or any mantras you want to leave us with as the fans that are excited about Millsaps men's soccer?
Yeah, I think the ability for this team to elevate back to where championship level were a few years ago, I think we're on track and we're excited about it. And I don't think we're very far away from getting back to that championship level. And just want to thank all the families and alumni that continue to support us throughout a very tough year.
Thanks, Coach.